Welcome back to Walsall Fan TV. Just got back from the fans forum tonight. Interesting one. Wasn't over spicy as some had predicted. Ben Boycott opened up with a speech and calmed a lot of the fears. To be honest, he did put me right on one thing. The budget has not been reduced. I did question him again on that at the end of the meeting, and he says, no, that is not correct. The budget has not been reduced. He also welcomed Ben Sadler. Ben Sadler, he's going to be fun, got plenty of character to him. Good young CEO, really positive about his appointment. So that's really good. Shirts coming out tomorrow. Did have a chat with Ben Sadler, and they found the root of the leak, and that's been sorted out. So that's coming out. Obviously, the website going live. He looked at the positives, really. Best finish 11th and maintain the incremental improvement year on year is still the aim and the way we're going. He did mention Dan Watson. He's leaving. Now, what he said, he's gone to work with his family business and he's given up coaching, which that was a big surprise, and that was hard to take, really, because we know how positive Dan Watson had been. But obviously, if he doesn't appear anywhere else, that's crystal clear, and that's the route. They were hesitant to talk about specific players. Obviously, the DJ came up in the conversation, as you would expect, but nothing was really sort of explained there. Ben Boycott sort of wasn't going to be drawn on discussing specific players, even though several people raised different players as they went on. He says 2 or 3 signings are imminent. Ben Sadler sort of said, yes, they are working on them, but imminent is perhaps a strange choice of words. But yeah, we are looking to get more players in, as you would have expected. Ben Sadler was quite comical, actually. One guy was saying we've got no players, and his response was, yes, we are going to sign more strikers. was quite a good one. I had a chat with Ben Sadler, at the end of the meeting, and talked about Josh Gordon, because we know Walsall are trying to finalise a deal for Josh Gordon, and Ben sort of painted it in a different light for me. About his running stats. He is the runner of the team and does chase things down. Obviously, we want a runner who's going to score goals, and this was a key thing as well, Matt Sadler is the only guy that decides who comes in and out of the club. So it was his decision to bring DJ in. So why he's decided against playing him, who knows? Right then, so the sell-on deal for Adebayo, if he goes, that is going to be big benefit for Walsall. Also, Rico Henry. Lee Pomlett was there. Lee Pomlett said if Rico Henry hadn't have been injured, he would probably be in the Euros playing for England at left-back right now. And that would have triggered some cash. So that's one we've sort of kind of missed out on. We did talk about the investors and the investor pool that Ben Boycott discussed. They're not, obviously at some point they're going to return, but there's no set period of sort of interest or set return for their investment, and that was sort of made quite clear. Let's have a look. Tom Knowles. We've not been outbid on Tom Knowles. We did have an option on another year, but we let him go. That's one that some people will be disappointed with. But I think ultimately Connor Barrett is going to be a better quality right wing back, fit for the position and that sort of thing. So I think that's a positive, moving that forward. The Hutch situation. Now, I was wondering whether we'd let Hutch go on the cheap, and Ben Boycott, right at the start of his address, explained what had happened with that. Hutch was out of contract at the end of this season, or due to be out of contract end of this season, and he also were trying to tie him down for a further contract to sort of keep him. And the only way that Walsall got another year contract was to agree to a very low level buyout clause. And that's what was activated. So it's money that Walsall got, which they wouldn't have got if he hadn't have signed that. The extension he signed did increase his wages for the last part of the season from January. And that perhaps explains, in some ways, why Hutch had sort of dropped off it a little bit, in fairness. We know he was targeted by everybody because of how well he'd done. But it just seemed, we said at the time, wasn't it, he sort of didn't feel as if he was bouncing quite the same way. He probably knew deep down he was also ultimately going to leave. Whether that was prompted by his agent, probably, because generally he'd done very, very well for us. Season ticket sales, the value of the sales is up on this time last year, slightly down on numbers, and Stephen Gamble talked about that. Some of the special deals for the youngsters has reduced because they've took away the free element of that. So money is up on that. Let's have a look. Jackson Smith, we've made him an offer, but he wasn't drawn on any more detail for that, whether that was going to happen or not. But I think it looks just like that's not going to happen, which is a shame. I spoke to Ben Sadler, and the model going forward is going to remain. So we're looking to pick up Premier and Championship players that have been released and sort of try and progress them for opportunities. But we're also developing the youth. We've had a couple of players sign contracts, and we are still progressing with that. Ben Sadler's only been in the building for 8 days. He's already had a good sit down with Rob Williams. So that's a key part of the development that I think we need. We need to sort of keep going on. So financially, it seems like it's not as dark as we thought. I asked the question whether Walsall could afford to go up, which is always a common question. Walsall can't afford to go up. But Ben assured us that, yes, Walsall have additional funding if that happens. But a lot of that additional funding comes via what's happening with the Sky package. On the Sky package, the breakdown is 80% of the money goes to the Championship, 12% to League One, and just 8% of the money from Sky goes to League Two. So that clearly means that if Walsall go up, the money from Sky would double, or be 50% extra. Sorry, correction. They did talk about Sky. 20 plus games from Walsall are going to be on Sky, and some of those are going to be Saturday games switched to a Thursday, which is a bit of a pain. We know the Premier League supporters know the trouble of all that. Probably Saturday games moved to 12:30 and that sort of stuff is probably more likely. But it's not going to be too much of a distraction. But of course, it's bringing all money in for the EFL and from the Sky package, of course. Also, going to be some ITV games as well. That's part of the Sky arrangement. So we might be on normal telly. The changes to a Thursday night, that's going to be 3 months' notice on those. So there's going to be plenty of notice. They're not changing it at the last minute, but they set it 3 months in advance. So for booking away travel and that sort of thing, we know what we're going to do with that. I think that covers most of it. Yes, I think we're done. So we are expecting some new players in. The budget has not been dropped. I'm faithfully told by both Ben, Stefan, and Lee, and the other Ben. So more positive. So let's see what players we can get in. Right then, What's Fan TV? Thanks for watching. The joy and the pain. That was the forum news. Thanks for watching. Cheers.